Welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. In our latest edition of Ask Your Local Electrician, Brandon Hogan with Electrical Specialist answers your questions about electrical outlets on your kitchen island. Take a look.
Hey everybody, and thanks for joining us on today's episode of Ask Your Local Electrician. Today we're going to be doing part 3 in this series of the code changes of 2023, and today's episode is going to be on surge protection, arc fault protection, and the location of devices inside of a peninsula or your island. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is the location of receptacles inside of a peninsula or island. One thing we've struggled with for the past few years is it's been a code requirement to install a plug in the side of an island or peninsula. There's lots of rules, how far the countertop hangs over. What we were trying to avoid was having a small person, young child, pull the cord of a crock pot over on themselves. So we had all these rules we had to try to adhere to. It's been kind of a mess. In the new 2023 code cycle, one change they made is it's not mandatory to install these plugs. I know a lot of homeowners that we've came across in the past, when we're wiring the nice brand new home, they didn't want that whole cut in the side of their nice new cabinet. So now we don't have to, which is a good change. But we do have to rough in power, so if somebody wants to do it later, they can. So that would be in something like this, and a box in the bottom of the basin. That way, if the next homeowner decides they want it, they can have it. The next thing we're going to talk about is arc fault protection. I know from one of our previous videos, we kind of explained the idea of arc fault protection. We know that it's 80% safer. 80% of fires are started from arcing and devices. So we've been trying to kind of get that going in houses. Well, the code's made it to where we have to now. So the biggest thing this is going to change is when we go to change out any kind of regular plug, there isn't going to be just changing this out with another plug. This now has to be arc fault protected in all areas of the home except a garage, outside, or a bathroom, which we know has to be GFI protected already. So anytime we change out a plug in the home, it's going to have to be replaced with an arc fault protected device, which they do make now, or an arc fault breaker has to be installed in the panel. That way we know if any fire were to happen, anything that we have touched is protected by arc fault. So the last thing we were discussing on this topic was surge protection. I know we had told you guys before about surges that come into your home, whether it's through your utility company or it's just your everyday device like the AC turning on and off. All these new washers and dryers and furnaces we put in our house are very efficient, meaning the software and the technology inside is very susceptible to surges. So after a bunch of insurance claims, the code has now required, and anytime we remove or replace a panel and put a new one in, that we install a whole house surge protection device in that panel. It would look something similar to this. This is actually the one that we install. That goes right inside the panel or right on the outside. It has a little light on it, lets you know if it's working or not. That should protect most of your equipment, appliances, washers, dryers, furnace, stuff like that. That way, if there is a surge, you don't have to go replace all those utilities.
Ask Your Local Electrician is sponsored by Electrical Specialist.